Hey, this is Justin with Intermountain Wind and Solar. Thanks for working with us. One of the main reasons that people pick IWS as their solar contractor is the fact that we've been in business for longer than anybody else. 12 years in business so far. We started in 2008. What that means is we've got more experience on how to install a system that will last for the full design life of 35 to 40 years. And that's huge. You got to have a system that's going to last for the length of the warranty, for the length of your time in that home. One big example is we service a system that was installed by a competitor that recently went out of business. They called us, we go out, we service the system, and we climb in the attic just to make sure everything's good up there. And we discovered that all the lag bolts, which are the bolts that should be going through the roof to a truss, a 2x4 inside the attic, all of them had missed that truss. So it was just into that particle board or that board, the decking of the roof. Now that's obviously a problem. That system is not going to withstand 120 mile an hour wind loads. We ended up having to uninstall that system, moving it over and reinstalling it, making sure that all those lag bolts were into the trusses. Now that customer might have saved a little bit of money by choosing a competitor, but he ended up having to pay us about $8,000 or $9,000 to uninstall and reinstall that system. That's huge. Another example is how we manage our wire. So underneath the panels, you'll see that there's wires from inverters to the panels and then the home run over to the entrance point into the attic. We take great care in making sure that none of those wires are touching the asphalt shingle or whatever the roof material is, because we don't want any debris hanging up there and we don't want those wires rubbing on the roof material. We've seen a lot of systems out there where those wires are hanging down, there's debris stacking up there, and they're wearing through that cover on the wire. That can potentially be a problem down the road. Again, when we install a system, we want to make sure it's going to live up to a 35 to 40 year design life, and wire management is a huge piece of that. Another thing that we see all the time is competitors or other installers choosing just to do external conduit on the roof of the house. So instead of going into the attic, which takes more time, it's obviously not fun to climb into somebody's attic, but we go into the attic and over to our tie-in point as often as we can. Where some competitors will take the easy route, just go external conduit over through the soffit and down to the meter to the tie-in point. It doesn't look as good, and you potentially can expose some points of wear and tear and failure. Now sometimes there's no choice. If you have vaulted ceilings, sometimes there's just no choice. So if we have to go external, we're using rigid conduit, we're using all the high-end proper materials to last for 25, 35 years, and that's crucial. At the end of the day, the way we approach our installations is we say, if this was my house, this was my system in my house, how would I want it installed? How would I want it to look? And how much care would I take in installing this system? That's what gets people to choose Intermountain Wind Solar over all the other competitors out there.